Hyundai is launching their third generation of the Tucson, their compact crossover vehicle, and it comes into a very crowded market with things like the Ford Escape, the Honda CR-V, the Mazda CX-5, and a host of other vehicles. How does this new Hyundai Tucson stand up? Does it uphold Hyundai's reputation of offering superb value? That's what we're going to find out on this first drive edition of Rumblestrip.NET and 10-minute test drive. If you're watching this, you know that the compact crossover market is a hugely competitive segment, both in just your normal version and especially in the luxury market. Well, Hyundai's specialty for a long time now has been value. They offer outstanding value for money, whether it's things like on the low end, like the Elantra and the Sonata, or even on the high end with the Escape and the Equus, or excuse me, the Escape, the Genesis and the Equus. They offer a lot of content for very reasonable money. Well, as Hyundai's grown and had success, you wonder if they're going to be able to stick to that formula. And with this third generation of Tucson, very much so, because this segment is so competitive, you have to up content or offer the same or more content as everybody else. You have less room for, pricing structure. So how does this third generation Tucson stand up? And the answer is not bad. It's not the value that maybe you would hope it would be, but for the level of content and the price, it's fair. It's more than fair. Now we're driving currently an all-wheel drive limited model. Sorry, I had to going through all the different levels that we've driven today. This has leather interior. It has 8-inch screen with navigation. It has heated and cooled seats in the front. It has heated seats in the back, which I'm sure your passengers will appreciate if you live in a cold weather climate. 3 different drive modes. You have eco, you have normal, you have sport. This has leather interior, which is not bad. A lot of soft touch points all around. There's still some hard plastic and some spots that could be a little better, perhaps a little better graining or just a little better texturing, but nothing that's going to come out and say cheap to you, by no means. To drive it is to see how far Hyundai has come in just a few short years. 4 or 5 years ago, one of the things that we always said about Hyundais was, they're really good values, the content is excellent, the materials are okay, but when you actually get to driving it, the suspension tuning needed a lot of help. You'd hit bumps or rough irregularities, and that jolt would come right through the cabin. It would come into the structure, and you'd feel it. It'd just feel really harsh. This new model is quite good. It is the level of refinement they've come to on this is, I don't want to use the word exceptional because that'd be going a little too far, but it's near luxury level, okay? We're driving here in southeast Michigan, in the outskirts of Ann Arbor, and heading west, and some of these back 2-lane roads are not the best, to say that, to be kind about it. And the one thing you really notice is just that this new Tucson soaked it up and didn't even think about it. You knew the roads weren't the best, but you didn't get that transmitted through, and it just kind of went over it with no drama. And that's really, for someone who's going to be buying this, that's what they want. They want a vehicle that's going to be flexible, get good fuel economy or reasonable fuel economy, and just be drama free, and not like, oh my god, I gotta go drive that thing, it's gonna ride like crap. This doesn't. The other level of refinement that we really notice in this is how quiet it is. In fact, the noise you may be able to hear inside is the cooling of the seats, the fan for the cooling of the seats. And the reason why it's 90 degrees and we don't have the air conditioning on, just because the air conditioner has to work a lot to keep up with how warm it is here. So, but riding down the road, it's very quiet at idle. I think they listed it, I don't have the sheet handy, but something like 62 decibels, which is, almost whisper quiet. It's fantastic. And in this day and age, that's kind of what people want. They want something that's quiet. You don't get a lot of noise from the outside, not a lot of noise from the engine and the suspension. So they've done a really good job with it. The engine in this particular one is a 1.6 liter turbo. It has, and again, going off the top of my head from our briefing this morning, and we'll annotate it if I'm wrong, 175 horsepower and 195 foot-pounds of torque. Now, the torque is available from 1,500 through 5,500 RPM. So a great spectrum of torque there. And it also comes with a 7-speed DCT, a dual clutch transmission. Now, dual clutch being used not from a performance standpoint, but for a fuel economy standpoint. And we'll annotate what the numbers are for the different models below, because I don't have them exactly off the top of my head at the moment. And again, this is just a first drive. We've only been in the car for, a couple of hours. We've, with our drive partner, probably put less than 100 miles on it. So we're just trying to come to some quick conclusions. And what we're seeing here is it's a nice job by Hyundai. It drives well, it's comfortable, the value seems pretty good. So no real complaints there. It looks like it's going to stack up very well against the competition. There are other models available. The base SE model is going to start around $24,000 once you figure in destination and things like that. There's an eco model, which obviously is going to be more eco. There's a sport model, which we drove. It was nice. The one thing that we didn't particularly care for was the small display screen. It's maybe 5 inches in size, and in a world where the iPhone 6 is common and huge Android phones are common, it looks tiny. It looks very 5 years ago. This 8-inch screen, on the other hand, is quite nice. The graphics are good. It allows you to do a split screen, so you could say have your navigation on one side and your audio or your phone on the other if you so need to. This one has the Blue Link system, which will, if your car gets stolen, you just hit the Blue Link on your, your app on your phone or on your watch. And they've got like a 99% recovery rate on that. You can remote start and stop the car. You can set cabin temperatures with the Blue Link, so it's a pretty solid system there. All in all, for a first drive, I don't want to say we're impressed, but we're and more not surprised either, because we kind of have come to expect good things from Hyundai. But we're very satisfied with what we see here. It's, as we said, a good value, quality. You've got Hyundai. If you buy the Hyundai, you're going to get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, so you got no worries with that. A good dealer network. Actually, Hyundai has a pretty solid dealer network. If you're not hung up on, a certain nameplate, this is definitely something that you're going to want to drive if you're in the market for a compact crossover, and we feel it's very, very competitive in the segment. Hey, if you're liking what you're seeing, give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe, share it on on your various social media platforms, and let us know what you like. Please comment below, and we'll see you next time here on Rumblestrip.net and 10-Minute Test Drive.